After he abused me for those years and then he started abusing my children, I decided enough was enough and I said, we have to end this. As a result of that, he set the house on fire, which led to the death of my 7-year-old son, Lee. I could smell the smoke and I knew, at first I thought it was maybe just a kitchen fire, maybe one of the kids had gotten up or something and tried to cook something or whatever. But when I drove down that street, I could smell I knew it was much more serious than I thought. Immediately I asked, did they get Lee out? And they were like, no. So I started to run to the door to try to get in, and I remember 2 officers grabbing me underneath my arms and holding me back and telling me I can't go in. And as I stood there just watching my house burn, knowing that my kid was in there, it's just something that you just can't imagine. The feeling that I was going through that night, it was unbelievable.
There were signs in my county that said there's no room for domestic violence, and when trauma in our home would happen, I learned very quickly that there was plenty of room for domestic violence. A woman needs to know, or a victim, even the children need to know that the entire community collectively will not tolerate domestic violence. And if she doesn't know that and she doesn't really receive that message, there is no way she can leave.
So I just stayed because I felt that nobody cared. I didn't have anybody to help me, especially I have 4 young children under the age of 10, who was going to take us in? Where were we going to go? And if they did take us in, would it be long term?
The thought of actually taking action was so daunting that it seemed almost impossible. The biggest way the Family Justice Center would have helped me is that I would have been instantly aware that there was a whole community of people who were not blaming me or looking down on our situation, but a whole community willing and able to support me and my children in my endeavor to find freedom and peace and safety.
I can state I've been a police officer for 30 years. Early in my career, law enforcement had our role and responsibility with a crime victim. The advocacy centers, Prevail, had their role with the crime victim. The hospitals had their role. With the Family Justice Center, it is going to be an effort for all of us to come together to be able to combine our services so that the victim will be better served in the community and within the county. There's been so much that we have left the victim. The victim has really been left on their own for so long that we need now to all come together and to serve the victim better.
Well, I think the benefits, particularly for a victim, is to have a place to go, one-stop shopping, if you will, so that the victim can come and be interviewed by law enforcement, have help for them and their family, and then pursue the perpetrator, the criminal, those who hurt someone, and get the justice system involved so that we can get these folks off the street and not have it happen again. That to me is the thing, is a one-stop place, one-stop shopping to provide multiple services for the victim and to pursue the criminal.